Hey there, this is Red. It's time for Red Reveals. It's been a long time since I made one of these videos, but I'm back into it, and there's a new hero that got released. So, let's talk about Magneto, the latest hero to come out for Marvel Champion. So, back in the day, Magneto, not so much a hero. And actually, we've got a villain that's Magneto that you can play against. So, Magneto as a hero is an interesting concept. Kind of wasn't exactly sure about that. I totally guessed it wasn't going to be Magneto and it was going to be Beast, and I got that one wrong, but we've got Magneto, and he's really cool. So he's got a lot of cool powers. One of the more fun characters that exist in the genre. All right, so let's take a look at Magneto here. So we've got Erik on the other side here. So Erik has got 3 recovery. That's not a whole lot, but he's got a really powerful ability there. So we've got Survivor, Response. After you change to this form, shuffle the top 3 cards of your discard pile in your deck. All right. So I think that tells us right off the bat that we will probably be having powers that make us discard cards, because they're not going to give us a power to put cards back into our deck if we're not like kicking them out. So hand size 6, 10 hit points. So we hit double digits. That's pretty good. All right, so let's take a look at Magneto. So we flip over to our hero side. We've got 2 thwart, 2 attack, and 2 defense. 2 straight across the board. All right, magnetic pull, action. Discard cards from the top of your deck until a magnetic card is discarded. Add that card to your hand. Okay, so there's the getting the, discarding cards until you find a thing. The other side allows you to kind of, help against that a little bit to make up for that. So that's pretty good play there. So Magneto looks, what do we got here? Hand size 5, hit points 10. So on the hit point side, he's a little bit stronger, but and hand size is actually pretty good for a 10 hit point hero. So he's looking pretty strong out of the gate. No exceptional attributes. They're all fairly average. So let's see what else we come up with here. All right, so we got Magneto. Let's see, Magneto's first card is Asteroid M. Alter Ego action. So interestingly, no ally. We just have a support card right off the bat. So Asteroid M, Alter Ego action. Exhaust Asteroid M, shuffle the topmost magnetic card in your discard pile into your deck and heal 1 damage from your identity. Okay, that is a very powerful card, and we want to get that out right quick. So like that one. Definitely good card to have. All right, next up, what do we have? We have Magneto's helmet. So we're gearing him up. 3 cost. It's an upgrade. Armor. It's one of those magnetic cards. Like Asteroid M was also a magnetic card, right? Yep. So location and magnetic. So we're playing into his ability here. All right, armor, magnetic. Magneto gains steady. Resource. Exhaust Magneto's helmet. Generate a wild resource for a magnetic card. Okay, so it's not for any card. It's just for magnetic cards. All right. Not bad. Having steady is pretty good. All right, Magneto's armor. 2 cost upgrade. Armor magnetic. Response. After you resolve your magnetic pull ability, if you discarded at least 1 of the following resource icons. So ooh, wow, Magneto gets +1 thwart, Magneto gets +1 attack, or Magneto gets +1 defense. Wow, that is pretty nice. I like that. He could really power up. So his 2/2/2 that he starts off with, once you get the armor, he could easily surpass that in a round and end up, he's probably going to end up with 3s and something. I guess it's only +1. Oh, if you get at least 1 of the following. So he's not going to get, like, if you pull, he's not going to get +2 attack, right? So he'll only get +1 even if you pull 2 of those resources. All right, but it's going to behoove you to have multiple resources to power those things up, unless you're trying for a very themed deck, I guess. All right, then we got Magneto's cape. So yet another piece of suit. It's kind of like Iron Man here, right? Magneto gains the aerial trait. Response, after you resolve your magnetic pull ability, exhaust Magneto's cape, ready Magneto. All right, I love the cards that you exhaust and it readies Magneto, but you have to do is pull first. So that means you're not going to be able to get your bonuses before you use Magneto once. So you'll have to use him once without doing the pull and then you get all your bonuses and readying them up. So that's a little bit of a downer, but still being able to ready twice is awfully nice. All right. Wait, it's not a suit. It's kind of like part of a suit, but not exactly. Magnetic Bubble, 3-cost upgrade. So the interesting thing is a lot of these are going to stay out, right? These are going to drop on the board and stay out there. We see a lot of persistent stuff. So upgrade, Magneto gains Retaliate 1, very nice. Force Interrupt, when you would take any amount of damage, place it here. Then if there's at least 6 damage here, discard Magnetic Bubble. All right, that's pretty cool. And ideally you can cycle that back with some of his powers and stuff too. So 3 cost, like that one. I'm liking him so far. All right, Wrapped in Metal. That's interesting. 2-cost upgrade. Hero form only, attached to a non-elite minion. Attached minion cannot activate. Treat its printed text box as if it were blank. All right, so you're going to wrap up a minion. It's not going to be able to do anything. Okay, so it kind of, we're getting back to, what was that in Magic? What was the card? There was a card that you would throw on something and then it couldn't untap after that. I use Stasis a lot, but there was a card that you could specifically, it's kind of like putting in an oubliette or something like that. But I guess it's still on the board, so minion's just blank out there. So you can still beat him up, I guess, while he's out there, and he just doesn't do anything. Okay. All right, so you've got 2 of those. There's the second one. All right, and then we have Electromagnetic Blast. We're still in the magnetic stuff. It looks like all of his stuff is magnetic. Superpower Thwart. All right, hero action, Thwart. Remove 3 threat from a scheme. If this removes the last threat from a scheme, you may discard an attachment with the text hero action or hero response. Okay, so why would it be card attachment with the text hero action or hero response? That's interesting. Oh, I guess that's some of the things that you have on you can only make them go away. I'm interested into where exactly you would find that amazing. So if somebody's got some ideas about, oh, this is the most greatest thing, what is it that would make that the greatest thing in the world? I can see its usefulness, but I don't think it's fantastic, I guess. All right. And 3 threat from a scheme is all right. For a 2-cost card, that's not too bad. All right, we've got 2 of those. We have Metal Shards, attack magnetic. Deals 7 damage to an enemy. 7 for 3 is pretty good. If this attack defeats the enemy, gain a tough status card. Oh, that's nice. All right, there's 2 of those in there. All right, and then we've got Magnetic Missile. Hero action, discard a minion with the Wrapped in Metal. So you got your Wrapped in Metal. Discard a minion with Wrapped in Metal, deal 5 damage to an enemy and stun it for 1 cost. All right, so there's some card combo set up there. 2, 1, you can actually get rid of that guy that you had wrapped up before, and you're going to do damage and stun another one. So I like that. That's a pretty cool combo. There are 2 of those. Now, it would be a little bit kind of, well, there's a 2-card combo there, but it's looking like with Magneto, you're going to be cycling through cards pretty fast. So I think that'll work out. All right, we've got Master of Magnetism, which we've got 2 resources on there. So energy and a mental. So that's good for powering up Magneto stuff if you discard that. And there's 2 of those in there. All right, so that is Magneto's set. Very interested to see how those play. Looks like you will be wanting to play with some minions in there so you can use that Wrapped in Metal and throw them around. And he's got a whole lot of permanents that are going to come out and stay on the board. So your deck's going to get thinned out pretty fast, I'm imagining, which is going to let you make use of your attack cards that you've got there a lot more often. I think that's what's going to happen. We'll see. All right, so now we go into his leadership. All right, we have M. 2 attack. Oh, no, sorry. 3 attack, 2 thwart. So we've got 1 consequential on the thwart, 2 consequential on the attack. And she's a psionic X-Men, 4 health. Response. After M enters play, defeat a minion with fewer remaining hit points than M. Alright, so you can take somebody off the board when she comes into play. She costs 4. It's a little bit heavy, but she's got 3 attacks, so that's pretty good. If you can heal her up 1, then you can potentially get 3 attacks out of her, right? Yeah. So that's pretty good. I like that. Alright, Kid Omega. We've got 2 cost, 2 thwart, 2 attack, with 1 consequential on each day, and only 2 health. Psionic X-Men. Response. After Kid Omega enters play, choose. Spend an energy resource, deal 1 damage to each enemy. Nice. Spend a mental resource, remove 1 threat from each scheme. Alright, I'm liking him. He's pretty cool. 2 health is kind of a downer. 2 cost is not that expensive, but just in a large game, he could be really powerful. So, I like that. And you've kind of got the, if you're fighting Ultron, you know, potentially wipe the board early on. All right, next up we've got Phoenix. 3 cost. She's got 2 thwart, and she's got 1 attack. Response, 3 health. All right, and both is 1 consequential, so not a whole lot of damage. We're going with her mental powers here, not her powerhouse attack stuff, because she's got the 2 thwart going on. The response. After Phoenix enters play, choose an X-Men ally. Ready that ally and heal 1 damage from it. Oh, there we go. That's how we get our 3 attacks with M right there. We put Phoenix into play. So, all right. And Cyclops. We got the duo. So 2 thwart, 2 attack with 1 consequential off of each. 3 cost, 2 health again. So 3 cost, 2 health. What's he got that makes him great? Response. After Cyclops enters play, choose an enemy. Until the end of the phase, increase the amount of damage that enemy takes from each attack by 1. Alright, so it's kind of like you've tagged the enemy. Cyclops is telling everybody to go after him. It's interesting, that's kind of a ally that gives you kind of a leadership ability. So you're playing Cyclops to give some leadership-y type stuff as an ally. Kind of neat. So, alright. Probably much better in a multiplayer game. Alright, we've got Won't Stay Down support. Play only if your identity has the X-Force or X-Men trait, max 1 per player. 1 cost. So alter ego action, discard this card, return an X-Force or X-Men ally from your discard pile to your hand. Alright, so very useful in this deck. We've got a whole lot of allies. We got 4 allies that come with this deck so far. Getting him back looks like it's going to be really nice. Alright, and it's 1 per player, so it's a support. And I guess you have to be alter ego. So alter ego makes it a little bit tougher. That probably justifies the 1 cost. I think it might be a little bit overpowered if it was like a hero action 1 cost. So at least it forces you. I think balance-wise, they need to make you go back to alter ego. And theme-wise, it probably makes sense too, is to force you. So you got 1, 2, 3 of those. You can only have 1 out at a time, so to support, it's not an event, so keep that in mind. I will have to keep that in mind because I'll probably play it the wrong way. Alright, squared off 0 cost event. Interesting. Hero action, discard cards from your encounter deck until you discard a minion. Okay. Put that minion into play engaged with you. Play an ally from your hand, reducing its cost by 3. So that would make M cost 1, and everybody else so far in this deck would be free to bring out for a 0 cost card. Again, you're comboing, but Magneto seems to have lots of stuff to help you go through the deck. So there's 3 of those in there. All right, and I guess part of that is you want to get the minions out so you can do the wrapped in metal. So it's looking like you're going to be burning both through your deck and the encounter deck fairly fast. A noble sacrifice, 1 cost event, hero action. Discard an ally you control, heal damage from your hero equal to the ally's printed hit points, and give your hero a tough status card. Wow. I like that one. So it's kind of tough to decide what to do. You get that ally down to 1 hit point, because you're going to use them to chump block, right? So in this case, you kind of get the chump block anyway, because you're going to get a tough status card. I guess you would have to, well, no, because you could just take the damage and the toughness will absorb it. So you wouldn't have to exhaust to block. So you still get that kind of chump block, plus you get some healing, and it costs 1. So that's nice. I like that. 1, 2, 3 of those. All right. You got this. An event. Hero response. After you exhaust your hero to make a basic thwart or attack, discard an ally you control. Add that ally's matching power to your hero's power for this use. Ready your hero. Alright, so what do we get there? After you exhaust your hero, make a basic... Well, that's interesting. After you exhaust your hero to make a basic thwart or attack, discard an ally you control. Add that... I'm trying to go through the math here. Add that ally's matching power to your hero's power for that use. Ready your hero. So you would get an attack. You would discard that ally. It would boost your attack. You would unexhaust after that. So you could do something again, but you would no longer have that boost. So you get kind of that one-time boost to do the thing, and then you would have your normal thing after that. Interesting. Not sure how that one would play out. And you've got 1, 2, 3 of those. All right. And then we've got a 0-cost new recruits player side scheme. Victory 0. Play only if your identity has the X-Men trait. When defeated, each player chooses 1 set-aside new ally card and adds it to their hand. And we've got a 2 per player, and the amount it's going to take that off the board. So for Magneto himself, it's just going to cost 2, right? He's going to be able to take it out the first round and get one of those side folks out, which are later in the deck here. I think we'll get to those. So that looks fairly easy. It's going to get something up into your sideboard, which could be helpful. We'll have to see how good the little recruits are. All right, so into our basic cards. We've got White Queen, 3 cost, 2 thwart, 1 attack, both of them 1 consequential with 3 health. Psionic X-Men. Play only if your identity has the X-Force or X-Men trait, so that's nice. Response. After White Queen enters play, discard a status card from a character. Okay, so that's going to be pretty circumstantial. I'm going to guess in a multiplayer game that will be used quite frequently. Solo is going to really depend upon who you're up against. But actually, there's a lot of times where I'm kind of stymied because I've got that 1 status card on me. So, could be really handy. Could be, I don't know. And 3 costs for 1 attack. Not exactly sure. I mean, I don't know if she's the greatest ally out there. Tell me why she's awesome. I'm not buying it. So, all right, face the past. Max 1 per deck. Search the encounter deck, discard pile, and set aside area for your Nemesis minion and reveal it. Ready your hero and draw 3 cards. You cannot attack the villain this phase. Remove this card from the game. Wow. Okay, so you just bring your villain right on out. Interesting. I was thinking maybe it was like a Star-Lord gamble where you just get everything to try to take the villain out, but at the end of there, you can't attack the villain this phase. So it's like you're setting up a round in order to take the villain out. Or maybe that's your last ditch thing because it looks like you're going to lose the next round. Huh. That's an interesting card. All right. And then we've got Deft Focus, which is an upgrade. So this is a card that already exists. We got some new art, it looks like, though, because I don't think our other ones got that art. All right, Deft Focus, max 1 per player. Hero action. Exhaust Deft Focus. Reduce the resource cost of the next superpower card you play this turn by 1. So nice to get that back out there. Give people that are buying packs now, start maybe with the X-Men cycle, the ability to get that card. All right, so there's 1, 2, 3 of those out there. All right, and then we've got an energy with the X-Men art. We've got the Genius with the X-Men art and the Strength with the X-Men art. All right, what do we have for our obligation? Old Grievances. So force response, after you use your magnetic pull ability, take 1 damage for each card discarded by it. Alter ego action, exhaust Erik, discard old grievances. Alright, so the cost isn't too bad, but the interesting thing is it doesn't allow you, like some of the old cards that allow you to automatically flip. You don't get that option. You're going to have to choose to do that yourself. That's pretty interesting. Alright. Alright, for our Nemesis, we got Magneto's Nemesis is Exodus. 2 scheme, 2 attack with the little star at the side of it. So we're going to have something special going on. 6 health, and he's got 3 boost icons on him. Yikes. Alright, steady, toughness, and villainous. Wow, now that's a Nemesis minion. Force response, after Exodus attacks you, discard cards from the top of your deck equal to his total attack. Wow, okay, yep. That's a pretty rough Nemesis minion. So he does, I don't know, that's the steady, toughness, and villainous means he's going to get boost cards, right? So he's going to be hitting for more than 2. I was going to say, well, 2's not that bad to discard, but he's going to get boost cards. So he could hit you for a lot more than that. Maybe that balances out how good Magneto is. All right, Martyr for Mutants. So what's going to come out at the same time? We get a side scheme. When defeated, the defeating player discards the top 9 cards of their deck. Oof. All right. And you'd be getting an extra boost. So Exodus is going to get a boost on top of getting an additional boost card. Wow, okay. Those play together very well. It's only 3 per player to get rid of, which is not horrible, but still pretty good. And we got 3 boost icons on that. Yikes. All right, Fabian Cortez. So 2 scheme, 2 attack, 4 health. Guard. When defeated, the defeating player discards the top 4 cards of their deck. And as a boost, it's discard the top 4 cards of your deck. Oof. All right, so they're hitting you in the cards. Right in the cards. All right, Frenzy, 2 scheme, 2 attack. Quick strike. She's gonna knock you right when she comes out. Force response, after Frenzy attacks you, discard the top 2 cards of your deck. There's a theme. Discard, boost, discard the top 4 cards of your deck. All right. And we have Angry Acolyte. When revealed, each Acolyte minion engaged with a player activates against that player. If no minion activates this way, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until an Acolyte minion is discarded, reveal that minion. All right. His Nemesis deck is pretty Nemesis-y. All right. So now we've got, so the previous card that we had, where did it go? I lost it in my stack of cards. Squared off. There was the one. Oh, I saw it. It was here. I thought I saw it. There it is. New recruits. All right. New recruits. So we get this. We get to choose one of the set aside allies. So here's our set aside allies. Looks like this is a stack. So if you got Surge, she's a 2-cost ally. 1 consequential for 2 thwart or 2 attack. She's got 2 health. If you have a mutant or X-Men trait, Surge gets +1 attack and does not count against your ally limit. All right. I bet there's a theme here where, yep, 2 cost, 2 thwart, 2 attack, 1 each, 2 linked. We got the same thing going on, but we have, if you have a mutant or X-Men trait, Anole gets +1 thwart and does not count against your ally limit. All right, so we've got +1 attack. We've got +1 thwart for the ally, not for you. All right. Bling. So Bling is the same thing, 2 cost, 2 thwart, 2 attack. If you have a mutant or X-Men trait, Bling gains toughness and does not count against your ally limit. All right, so you come out with toughness. And then we have Indra. Same thing, same cost, Same abilities, same health. We just get down to the text there, and we have Indra gets +2 hit points if you're an X-Men or a mutant, and does not count against your ally limit. So he would count as 4 health for Magneto. All right. I guess the interesting thing is when you play multiplayer, you got 4 of those to give out, so they could go to all different players. But I guess that's where you kind of run into the other folks may not get the bonuses because they're not an X-Men or they're not a mutant. So, all right. We have Children of the Atom. Play under any player's control, max 1 per player. Each X-Factor, X-Force, and X-Men character you control gains the X-Factor, X-Force, and X-Men traits. All right, so it makes all of the X cards able to play with each other without any problem. All right. So there's 1, 2, 3 Children of the Atom, and then we have a encounter deck. So we've got Hellfire. So we've got Sebastian Shaw, Toughness, and Villainous, and we got 3 boost icons on him too. Force response: after Sebastian Shaw is attacked, give him a face-down boost card. He cannot be attacked again this phase. Wow. Okay. We have Selene, Quick Strike, and Villainous. Sebastian was Villainous, so we got all these characters getting... So when you look at the 1 scheme, 1 attack, oh, not too bad, but she's got Villainous. So allies cannot attack Selene. Oh, that's interesting. You have to go after her with your hero. Boost discard an ally you control. Ouch. Hellfire Pawn. Hey, wait, he's not Villainous. That's good. Guard Patrol Surge. Ha! Okay. And his boost is put Hellfire Pawn into play, engaged with you. Nice. All right, we have the Inner Circle. When revealed, place 2 additional threat here for each Hellfire card in play. So it's got 4 straight up. That's not too bad of a side scheme there. There's no boost, only by the Hellfire stuff. So all in all, not too bad. And then we have Power and Decadence. When revealed, give the villain a tough status card. Give this card to the villain as a face-down boost card. Boost. Wait, hold on here. Give the villain a tough status card. So it's going to come out, villain gets a tough status card. Give this card to the villain as a face-down boost card. Okay, so then it's going to slide underneath the villain, face down. So then when he does his thing, the boost is going to kick in. So, okay. So after this activation, the activating enemy activates against you again. Do not give it a boost card for that activation. Wow. Okay, so that would really play into some of the villainous minions that are in here where it would cause them to reactivate. Hopefully, whoever you're going against, usually, you don't want them to get this card. The other folks that are in here are probably better to get that than your main villain. But that's a really interesting card. So I'm not sure that I want to play against it, but the powers are pretty interesting. All right. So what do we think? It's been a long time since I opened a deck on camera. So what am I thinking about Iron Man? Or Iron Man. It's kind of the opposite of Iron Man. Magneto right now. I like that he's got lots of cards. He's leadership, which is not one of my favorite aspects to play. He has a lot of sacrifice your ally, which kind of plays into the villain side of Magneto a little bit. And the whole discard and draw more cards thing will be very interesting to see how that works. It always kind of freaks me out a little bit to be going through my deck really fast. I know there's a lot of people that they want to churn through their deck so they can get their permanents out and build quicker. That geebs me out a little bit, but I think this deck is built around that and maybe a good way to play that. So I like it. I will be very interested to see. I think the next thing is I'll take him up against Rhino, which I do normally for my first play. I'll probably stop at Rhino, at that point and go after some other stuff and see how he goes against some of the other villains that are out there, just to try some different things. So there we go. There's Magneto. Looking forward to playing, and hope you like him. If you've got any other card combos like you're seeing, because normally I don't jump into mixing up the deck. I'll play with the base deck, which is right here, just for reference. There's your base deck for Magneto. So I'll probably play him just straight up and not sub in any cards in. So comments, what are the combos that you're looking at for Magneto? Is White Queen awesome or not? Like, I have a tough time telling. I'm not thinking so, but maybe you know where she's awesome. So anyway, that's it for now. Get to some playing. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and click the little likey button and that kind of thing, and catch you later. Thanks.